How you doing today? I'm Ron Felton with Home Inspection Services, and we're in a home, a 1980s home in Lathrop, California, and we're going to do a little bit of a tutorial now on how to refinish cabinet faces that have been deteriorated from most likely water or some type of just abuse. They haven't been treated for a long time, and these are going to be cabinet doors and faces that are just clear coated. It would be a raw wood finish with just a clear coating on them. We see this a lot, and we show clients all the time that if we just take water and put water on here, it will actually refinish the cabinet to look glossy again. If you come over this way with me for a second, I can show you what the cabinets look like when they are new, because the upper cabinets are always nice, and sometimes you could see them, but these have been painted white on this side, but all these cabinets on the other side are still the clear finish. And so we'll go over here and take a look at these cabinets. Okay, so this is the cabinet area that's up high that generally doesn't see any wear. And you can see by the glare of the light that this is a very, very nice finish. And so I think we've pretty much shown you what it could look like. Now we just got to try to achieve that. We can get over here where we're off the glare, and there you go. So it's pretty much what we're looking for. Let's get started. As you can see, those cabinets are shiny, glossy, and the finish on them is very nice. We can achieve that once again, or something very close to it, with just a simple couple of process. The first thing is you can make a choice of whether or not you want to take off the cabinet doors and remove them. Now, I know people that don't. They just clear coat right over the top of the hinges and everything. It's very hard to tell that the hinges have been painted over because you're going to use clear, and they'll mask off the tops of the countertops and the dishwasher and things like that, and they'll do the face frames and the doors and the back sides of the doors as well. I've taken this door off today. I'm not going to refinish the entire cabinets, but I took the door off today to show you how to refinish them very quickly. You'll need three things. If you want to, you can clean them first and let them dry. You can use TSP or something. A lot of times down in the corners of the cabinet, you're going to get debris and stuff in there. I took a screwdriver and kind of cleaned them out. And then what you do is you take steel wool, and this is 4/0 steel wool. What we have here, 4/0 steel wool, 4 zeros, steel wool. Pretty easy to find at your home improvement store. You'll need a tack cloth. Just a normal little tack cloth. Tack cloth is cheesecloth with like a substance inside of it that picks up the dust. It's kind of a gummy. And then also you'll need some clear wood finish. In this case, I bought gloss because everything else around here is in gloss, and normally they are gloss. You can use satin, other color finishes as well, but I just bought off-brand, or doesn't really matter which brand you buy, just as long as you stay consistent with all of the cabinets. You use the same finish on all of them, it'll look fine. Now, what you need to do is just take this steel wool, and you need to get rid of the edges where the finish is starting to deteriorate. And so a lot of times it's just going to require just a simple polishing, which I've already done. And so get inside of all the nooks and crannies, all the places, all the little edges, and clean them off well. Once that's done, give them a little blow maybe, and then wipe them clean with this tack cloth. That kind of gets all the dust and grime out of it. Now, you can see that the finish on this is clearly bad. Now, what I've done here is I just basically put a tarp up against the microwave here, and so I'm actually going to grab this piece of paper here and set this on here so we don't get stuff all over. And so got the tarp on the microwave here. Normally you would do this in the garage, but this was a great place to stage. Shook my can of gloss up very well, and it's working. I know it's working. And now it's just going to be like magic. You can already see it disappearing right before your eyes. And I'm going to put one light coat on here. I'm going to step to this side. Now if you lay them flat, obviously, the material that you're spraying on will self-level. It's always nice to have them flat, although it is harder to work the can flat. And so one thing you could do is lean them up against something, spray them, and then lay them flat and let the material flatten out on its own so you won't get drips. Or lightly spray them 2 or 3 times. When they do a car the same way, they'll actually spray it once, sand it, spray it, sand it, until you just get that real deep finish. I don't really think that's necessary for some cabinet doors that you're just trying to make look pretty again, because you might have to do it again in a year or 2 or 3 anyways. So put some light coats on it. Now, the trick to making this look good is not letting the finish dry all the way before you put another coat on there. So we're going to let this set up for 10 or 15 minutes, and while it's still kind of tacky, we're going to come back in here and we're going to put another coat on it. And so we'll come back in just a couple minutes and work on that. Okay, so now we're back. I've actually put another coat on here. It's starting to get a little thick on there. And so what you do is you have to be patient with it, because it needs to fill in all these little areas. And so, again, like I said before, one of the best things to do is to lay it flat so that way it can fill in all those little tiny areas. And I can still see some little areas in here where it's not completely filled. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be very careful at this point. I'm not finishing the back right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be very careful at this point, hopefully. See if I can do this. I'm actually going to turn this around, and I'm going to lay it flat right here. And out of this flat, I'm going to go ahead and just lay this on here. You can hear the can acting funny because it doesn't like being tilted down. So you got to kind of find the proper angle for the can. And I laid that on there pretty thick. Nice and thick. It's going to flatten itself out, and it's going to leave a really, really great finish on there. Okay, and I've looked it over. I can see that it's flattening out and that it's looking pretty good. So we're going to let that set up for a little while, and then we'll come back in a minute and we'll show you what it looks like when it's all tacked up. Okay, we're back. You can see here that we have this cabinet door refinished. It's not quite dry yet, but you can see there's an incredible difference between what it looked like before and what it looks like now. Also, it does look a lot more like what the original cabinet faces look like, where we showed you earlier. The more coat you put on, the better it is. We kind of put this on thick in a short amount of time. You may want to sand it a little better, starting with a heavier sandpaper and working your way down to the 4/0, which is a really fine steel wool. You can start with the mild sandpaper. The important thing is to clean out all the dust and try to get rid of all the ridges, because the ridges are what causes the little dents and dips to be inside of the material. And so you can also do it while the cabinets are attached if you do light coats and come back multiple times. And so better to be patient with it and put in multiple coats than it is to put it on thick and have drips everywhere that you just cannot get rid of. And so anyways, we hope that helps you. If you have questions, you can always give us a call at 209-946-4348, or you can contact us by email at admin, A-D-M-I-N, at homeinspectionservices.co, or check out our YouTube channel at rfelton209. This is Ron Felton with Home Inspection Services in Stockton, California. Have a great day.